and welcome back everyone. I hope you enjoyed part 1 of our discussion on summary writing. Now let's talk about techniques of writing an effective summary. First of all, skimming and scanning the text. Before summarizing, readers should skim the text to get an overall sense of the topic and purpose. Scanning then helps locate important keywords, topic sentences, and transitions. This dual reading strategy enhances comprehension and ensures that no essential idea is overlooked. Identifying topic sentences. Topic sentences often carry the main idea of a paragraph. Recognizing them helps the writer extract key information efficiently. For example, if a paragraph begins with climate change poses serious risk to coastal communities, the summary writer immediately knows the central theme without needing to reproduce supporting evidence. Paraphrasing key points. Paraphrasing is a cornerstone technique in summary writing, allowing you to rephrase the author's ideas in your own words while maintaining the original meaning. Avoid copying phrases directly unless they are quotations, as this can border on plagiarism. Instead, use synonyms, restructure sentences, and combine ideas to achieve brevity. For example, if the original says the rapid advancement of technology has significantly impacted various industries across the globe, you might paraphrase to technological progress has transformed global industries. Effective paraphrasing involves restating ideas in new words without altering meaning. This helps avoid plagiarism and ensures that the summary reflects the writer's understanding. Paraphrasing also forces the writer to think critically about the message rather than simply copying the text verbatim. Eliminating redundancies. Condensation techniques involve merging multiple sentences into one, eliminating adjectives and adverbs that don't add value, and using active voice for directness. Practice varying sentence length to keep the summary engaging, short sentences for emphasis, longer ones for connecting ideas. Always attribute ideas to the source implicitly through context, and if quoting, do so sparingly to preserve the summary's flow. These methods not only enhance originality but also sharpen your analytical skills. A good summary leaves out repetition, descriptive details, examples, anecdotes, quotations, and figurative language. For instance, if a text repeats the benefits of exercise across multiple sections, the summary should combine these points into a single, concise statement. Next is using connectors for coherence. Even though a summary is shorter, it must maintain smooth flow. Connectors such as however, therefore, in addition, finally, and as a result help show relationships between ideas. These transitions preserve the organization of the original text and make the summary easier to read for the reader. Writing in third person point of view. Since the writer is reporting information, summaries typically use third person pronouns and reporting verbs. For example, the author argues, the article explains, or the study reveals. This perspective maintains objectivity and academic tone. Then, reviewing and revising. The final step in summary writing is revision. Writers should compare their summary with the original to ensure that the meaning remains accurate. They must check for grammar errors, unnecessary phrases, and clarity. Revision helps ensure that the summary is faithful to the original text yet efficient in expression. Now let's discuss common pitfalls in summary writing. Despite being an essential academic skill, summary writing is often challenging for so many students because it requires both comprehension and precision. One of the most frequent pitfalls is including too many details, especially examples, statistics, anecdotes, or descriptive language that does not contribute to the core message of the text. Students sometimes feel that including more information makes their summary better, but this approach only leads to unnecessary length and diverts attention from the main idea. A summary should focus on key points rather than reproduce the original text richness or stylistic elements. Another common mistake is copying the original text verbatim instead of using one's own words. When students rely heavily on the original phrasing, they fail to demonstrate understanding and may unintentionally commit plagiarism. Summary writing requires transforming the original text into a condensed version using fresh wording while maintaining the same meaning. This involves paraphrasing thoughtfully, reorganizing ideas if necessary, and presenting the content in a more concise form. Many students also struggle with identifying the main idea, leading to summaries that lack clarity or omit central concepts. When the main idea is unclear, the summary becomes disjointed or incomplete. This often happens when students focus on interesting minor details or persuasive examples rather than the author's overall purpose. Without a clear grasp of the thesis or central point, a summary cannot accurately represent the original text. Misinterpreting the main idea is equally problematic because it results in summaries that distort the original message, making them unreliable or misleading for the reader. A frequently overlooked pitfall is adding personal opinions, judgments, or interpretations. A summary must remain objective and should never include statements such as I think, the author should have, or in my opinion. Injecting personal viewpoints shifts the purpose of the task from summarizing to analyzing or evaluating, which goes beyond the requirements of a summary. Students must remember that the aim is to represent the author's ideas faithfully, not to critique them. Another issue is poor organization and lack of coherence. Even though a summary is shorter, it must still follow the logical structure of the original text. Some students write in a scattered manner, presenting ideas out of sequence or failing to use clear transitions. This makes the summary difficult to follow and reduces its accuracy. Maintaining the original structure, whether chronological, cause and effect, or problem solution, helps preserve the author's intended flow and improves readability. Students also commonly overgeneralize or oversimplify the content. In an attempt to shorten the text, they may reduce the information too much and omit essential supporting ideas. While a summary must be concise, it should still capture the major points needed to understand the main idea. Oversimplification results in a summary that becomes vague, incomplete, or lacking in depth. Finally, many summaries suffer from weak language precision, such as unclear pronoun references, ambiguous reporting verbs, or overly wordy sentences. Effective summary writing relies on concise, clear language that conveys meaning without confusion. Phrases like "the author talks about" are vague, whereas "the author argues," explains, or emphasizes are more accurate and academic. Precision enhances the professionalism and reliability of the summary. To sum up, summary writing is a vital academic skill that demands comprehension, precision, and critical thinking. By identifying main ideas, selecting essential supporting details, and presenting them in clear, objective language, writers can create meaningful summaries that convey complex information in simpler form. The techniques of skimming, paraphrasing, eliminating redundancies, and maintaining logical coherence enhance the quality of a summary. Ultimately, the goal is to capture the essence of a text faithfully while demonstrating clarity of thought and linguistic control. Mastery of summary writing not only improves reading skills but also strengthens a student's ability to communicate effectively across academic and professional contexts. Thank you for staying engaged, and I look forward to your thoughts in our discussion forum. Thank you.